Moo and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pinktron. I am Brent Robinson, and I'm joined today by John Keenan. John, what are you drinking?
I've got a protein shake that I just put together before we started.
And that's because you were racing. We'll talk about that in a minute. Steph at Jen. Steph, what are you drinking?
With a week delay, Fanta Lemon.
Excellent. Perfect. And we also have Craig Martin. Craig, what are you drinking?
Brought back a classic, the Van Full of Weirdos Juicy IPA.
Nice. And I have an all-natural root beer drink. And in French, a root beer is called Racinette. And a Racinette is kind of like a race or a course, which is what we did today in France in herd winter racing. You all cannot see just how absolutely distraught Craig is by my terrible, terrible French. I apologize to all our French listeners for my terrible, terrible French. But it is literally called a Racinette. That is true. All right. John and I did race one. The course is Bon Voyage, which is 3 laps of the croissant, and then you go to the pave sprint and finish at the pave sprint, essentially. I think is the simplest way to
Yeah.
describe it. Yeah, John, how did it go for you today?
I did not expect big things, and I achieved my expectations, I guess. I was hoping to get to maybe my hope was to get to the underpass for the sprint. What is that? Dos Dano or whatever.
Yeah.
The sprint where you go
Yeah.
under the bridge and then up and around over the overpass. And that was not to be. We got spit out the back. I don't know when. I was just gassed within a couple minutes. But we had a
Yeah.
nice little group of 10 for most of the race, putting in little digs. I think we dropped at least one or two at some point in the race. And then the last kilometer, two of the guys just hit it. And I was like, everything I could throw at it, I could never recover enough to get in any kind of a draft. So they just went and sprinted, and I watched them. But it was
Had
better than I thought. Those flat races are tough.
You had good chatter back there, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
There was
Well,
good
that was maybe the
spirits.
best part of the race. I was racing with another Keenan. I think he was Belgian though, and he spelled his name with 3 E's, so a little bit different.
Yeah, I did make it through the underpass, but it was I think it was 400 watts for 2 minutes to stay with the group, and then I think at the Dodon sprint line I'd averaged that was like about 5 minutes I think to get there, give or take,
Yeah.
and I was at about 300 and 711 watts, and then I did hold on for I made it to like about the 10-minute mark, and I was 311 watts average to hold to the 11-minute mark. I mean, the guys at the front just did not stop. They just kept going and going and going and going. Like they were just not stopping. I think scorekeeper was trying to like give me a wheel at the back, but like by that point, I was done. I was at the limit. It's like it's either fall off the bike now or surrender and get back into a group and regroup. So then we had a group of, well, we had a smaller group, and then kind of there was a bunch of people I think got dropped close to the same spot. We all kind of gathered up, and then we went a little bit, and then we gathered up two more sort of after on the right before the end of like kind of the second lap of the croissant, and then that whole group of 6 or 7 of us all went together till we hit the finish, and then we had a group sprint. We had one guy at the front who must have been a super lightweight. I don't know, a racer. And I poked in and checked their when they were going because they kept pedaling at like 5 watts per kilo, 7 watts per kilo the whole time, just on the front, like just wouldn't care, just sitting off here at the front. I looked and it was like 200 watts. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
okay. It's like you weigh like 50 kilos. You're not on Zwift power and you're just sitting on the front doing that. Like there was no, like it didn't make for like an interesting race after that because nobody could really break away. Like you couldn't challenge the front because that person would just sit in the front doing 4.6, 4.6, and we're sitting behind them. And
Yeah.
you couldn't, otherwise you just sat behind this person who just sat in the front and pedaled hard. There's a couple little digs and one little attack towards the end, but everybody kind of knew by the time we hit the start of the third lap, it's like, this is just going to be what we're going to do, and we're going to sprint. So
I
no,
have
I
a
didn't
vague
finish
memory of
first.
doing this as a points race in HSRL. Did we do this as a points
Ooh.
race?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Did we do this in ZRL or was it in we did it in
Uh,
HSRL, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe it was
HSRL
HSRL.
probably.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Just a lot of
Mo-
HSRLs this summer, so
A lot of
A lot of it.
segments.
Yeah, I was about to say that's 30 kilometers. That's 10, well, 9 segments because part of a sprint is at the end. But there's 3 sprints in that croissant circuit.
it would be very hard as a points race for sure, ski. Because yeah, there's a lot of segments.
I see on Zwift Racing that app, a lot of those 9s and 10s came back.
Yeah, a couple of them came back. A bit less than the previous 2 weeks, but still
Yeah.
some people and a lot of people, the couples with gold, so first race or PRs or whatever. So
Yeah. Good on them.
God, I did
That was a rough race.
have my best 15-second on according to Zwift Racing. 90 days. So.
Predicted to be 27th, and I came in 27th. So did not exceed anyone's expectations.
Yeah, I was 18 and 18. Annie Lofschuss, who's from the Vikings, who finished right in front of me, is a good sprinter, though.
Yeah, I kept seeing her pop onto my screen, and she's holding all the sprint jerseys.
Oh wow, yeah.
yeah, but I think on Zwift Power, but maybe I haven't looked on the Swift Racing app. She's the only female, so usually when there's only one or two women in there, they usually gobble up all the jerseys.
Oh yeah, but just looking at her power, she's a
Yeah.
sprinter.
She's
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, she finished 17th, so she's gonna hold them no matter what.
Yeah, she held in there a long time and like held our group, which like I don't know, me and Mike Fish were in there and
Yeah.
Pedal like got like that usual kind of 20-ish group, and she was right there and took us in the sprint. Well, it took me in the sprint. She was right on Kettle and Fish's wheel.
Yeah.
She actually let out the sprint.
Ooh. That's brave. I
Guess
never
it worked for her. She beat me.
I never like to lead out for Mike.
Yeah, he got me too. I was second out behind her, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably need to get better at like being able to sprint hard and use my steering, because I probably actually let him ride my wheel instead of like turning off or something, because I was not paying attention. Shout out to Dan Manalo for giving me a little encouragement and stuff.
Okay.
Still got it. Like it was really close. Like that is the best sprint I've had in a long time. So
Yeah. I haven't really gotten into doing that yet.
like shaking wheels off when you're doing the sprint and stuff.
Yeah.
I've tried it a few times, but like I'll be honest, like usually after like the first move, then it's like all I can do to focus on pedal as hard as I can.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And you're not really looking behind you. You don't know where they are. You might be moving to put them into your draft. And yeah.
Although not to distract too much from this week's race, last week on the New York course, it was like no sleep till Brooklyn. I ended up heads up with an ATP guy, Kevin something. And there was an ATP guy and a twosome in front of us and an ATP guy and a twosome behind us. And so Kevin was not doing anything, which like is fair racecraft. I even like at one point said like, hey, if we go, these guys behind us won't catch. He's like, dude, I'm not doing that. Like he didn't say that, but afterwards he's like, listen, I'm not going to ride off my teammate.
Yeah.
Like fair enough. So I engaged in the tactic of literally like every time I was behind him and he slowed down, I would sprint. I would just go like 8 watts per kilo and sprint up and like, catch me. And then as soon as he like sprinted up and flow through, I'd like kind of like slow down and like creep back up onto his wheel. Then as soon as he'd like come back off, I'd sprint again. I'm like, you know what? Like I get it, but I'm not going like 300 watts to try and hold off these guys behind me and just have you sit on my wheel the whole race. So
That's
It
funny.
kind of worked. We did keep the guys behind away, but he did beat me in the end in the last. Like he was a strong sprinter and a strong rider, so he just sprinted out at the end and beat me.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was good fun, but like I don't know what else. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm not just gonna ride steady state and know like I can just watch the guys behind me. I think they might have actually been bigger. They might even have the slightly bigger group, and I can just see them like closing the gap like 20 seconds, 19 seconds, 18 seconds. It's like gotta do something. I gotta something to keep the pace here. Bon Voyage, like I guess the only real feature of any significance is the little bit of gravel or pave or what's there, cobble climb, I guess maybe up to the sprint line through the overpass.
Suppose that does slow you down. I don't notice it that much.
No, I mean it's the climb itself is maybe 400 meters at 3%, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not much.
I mean, it's hard when people are
Mhm.
going hard. And
Yeah,
Yeah, but like I mean, like I said, I got through the first batch on that one, and then my group like maybe were slightly elevated, might have been 20% harder to stick with them to say someone went up there. Especially I think someone had a feather, so they tried to like put a dig in, but I didn't. I don't know. I didn't find it like significant in my racecraft. I know
yeah.
what you would. How was it for you, John?
Yeah, I mean, people were putting little digs in here and there on the little bumps, and mostly on that Dostanya whatever piece. But we didn't really shake too many people out till later in the race, and then really it was that last corner when we spit out two people, and then eventually I dropped off, and they all just took it. So.
Yeah. Bike. At its fastest arrow, I took my level 4 Pinarello with the discs, the rainbow discs on it. I mean, anyone got
Yeah, I
anything
didn't know
else?
about the discs. I went with the whatever the 65, the die cut 65s, because I was hopeful I'd be in a group and not solo. But
I think it's definitely the discs.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's very flat to the finish too. Like
It
that was the
is.
other part.
yeah.
Yeah.
saw a few Trons.
Yeah, especially if you had an upgraded Tron, would be a good choice in this one.
Yeah,
How many kilometers do you got to go to upgrade a Tron? Like 5,000? Like
yeah.
leave aside all the rest of it, but
Well, it's winter. People are riding their bike.
fair enough. I'm within 100 kilometers of my level 5 Pinarello,
Oh,
Mm,
yeah.
nice.
which will be good. But then I'll be riding something else during all the Tour de Swift rides and everything else because I got to get the third Pinarello to get the upgrade
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
or to get the Espada.
Oh, that's fun.
And then I got to save up 3 million drops to buy it.
Yeah.
oh,
So I'm at like 7 right now. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I finally got my crux to level 3 at oh god,
nice.
that takes a while. Luckily with the tour of Watopia it was the designated Tron bike, so I could upgrade it while racing. While racing the Tron bike, I could upgrade the crux because yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
the
upgrading my specialized bikes. I got the tarmac to level 5, crux to level 2, 3, and Atos almost at level 3. So slowly getting to that specialized project 74 bike.
the Tour de
Uh,
Swift races are designated bike.
no, Tour of Watopia. I mean,
Oh, tour. Okay.
FRR Tour of Watopia.
Got it. Got
Yeah,
it. Got
oh,
or and not that I have the time, but also if you want to upgrade it, the James is right on. For me, it's like 2:30 in the afternoon. With right with James and friends, it's always on the Tron bike, designated Tron bike. So if you hop in there for an hour, you can do 30 kilometers on any bike you want to upgrade.
What days of the week
So,
is James's rides? Is that a Tuesday?
uh, no, it's every day at 2:30
Oh, every day.
at 1:30 UK time. every day.
Nice.
And during the Rafa 500, it was, I think, 2 hour ride with an hour cool down after ride. So essentially, if you wanted to do, you could do 3 hours.
Yes.
And it's banded, so so
Cool. All right. Do you want to do? Is anything else to say about Herd Winter Racing? I think that's
no.
covers it. Stick with the group as long as you can. Win the sprint. It's kind of the entire strategy. All right. Herd Beginner Racing stuff. What do we got going on this week?
Yeah, it's 3 laps of Isendorf Express, so that's in Prospect Park in New York. It's basically a figure eight of Prospect Park, 7 kilometer lap with the 2 lumps or hills at the back end of the lap at the second half. So first you have the uncategorized climb, and then you have that hill KOM, quote unquote. So 2 times, I think, around 500 meters at, I don't know, 4-ish%, maximum 6%. So, for beginner racing, quite undulating route.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, you got to get used to that stuff. Get ready for the attacks. See if you can challenge other people.
Yeah, and I think you crest that KOM banner at maybe less than a kilometer or something like that from the actual finish banner. So
cool. All right. How's our Stampede challenge going, Craig?
So we've got about 140 times so far. So not bad. And yeah, it looks like the fastest B time is 25:17, which is fast. And 27:20 for C.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't see a few of the guys I'm hoping to see that I would kind of be pulling a time off of. Kev Fowler did it in 24:25, so or 24:55.
Kev Fowler. Always in beast mode, Kev.
He is always beast mode, yeah.
Good. All right. So we got another week basically to get your time on, and this is the first of the 3 months.
This was the second of the 3 months.
Second.
So
Okay.
yeah, nobody's come up with a specific day or time they want a makeup for December, but I'm willing to do it. We can set that up as a club only event and just add it to the December so that they can be part of the 3 month if they didn't do December.
Maybe I'll be the one to put that request in, and then
No problem.
I'll post it up on the thing, and we'll see if we can get some people out on a Sunday or something.
Yeah.
The old Sunday Stampede come back.
Sunday Stampede.
All right. I think that is the week in Zwift herd racing. Yeah, I don't. Our news for the week is very quiet. News in Zwift seems very quiet right now. The only thing we were going to talk about a little bit maybe is that on January 20th, this past Tuesday, there doesn't seem to be a title for this day. It just, the email I got just says the party's packed. It's full party mode with special rides led by Zwift CEO Eric Min, blah, blah, blah. And listen, I know we're doing news in reverse. Sorry, that's how this podcast works some days. But January 20th was also ZRL Day. So I did not do any of these things because I had to race ZRL that day. And it was a long ZRL race. RBs were an hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, and I mean, even, as I am, as Brent says, sandbagging in C, I only had to do 2 laps, but that's still long. I hate that climb.
At the first 2, because maybe just because I stuck with the group, I was like, no, this isn't as bad as I usually remember it being. And then by the time I was at third row, I was like, I hate this so much.
So the climb, my first climb wasn't bad, other than well, we'll get into this a little bit more. I was on a gravel bike, so I was trying to break the group up quite a bit more than it actually broke up. I was actually attacking a bit, and I was like, this is not going to work. I wanted a smaller group at the front than this because we were still 30-second lap. I'm like, nah, this didn't work.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
Like that's the thing about the gravel bike thing that I always find is it's so hard to stay with the group on
yeah.
the
No, I
asphalt.
was fatigued because it's that climb up from the village, or well, as you come into the
Yep.
fishing village and all through there,
Yep.
that you end up fatigued when you hit the gravel, and then
And
you're kind of recovering the first half of the climb, and then the second half, everybody's just a little bit fresher than you, and they can stick on your wheel. Yeah,
yeah, you can't dust them. It's just not enough difference to be able to dust the guys who are good on the,
yeah,
like even like close to you on the road bikes. Like it's just not enough.
yeah,
So it's tough. I find anyway. I mean, I'm not as close to even the pointy end of the group in B development as you are in the C1s. And I had to do it 3 times, but our first 2 laps, like number one, I was like, hmm, what's
yeah,
happening here? Because we actually like, it was like, I stuck the front group and then we actually like really shut her down in the flats. In fact, the 2 groups behind us caught us.
yeah.
Like, like it all came back together. So like it was basically of our
Wow.
60 or 9 or 70 riders, I think there was like 58 back into the front group by the time we had climbed 2. And then climb 2 broke it up down to about 25-ish, something like that, maybe 30. And then climb 3 was all out. And
Mhm.
I couldn't go with the climbers on that one. I got dusted. It was below expectations. Thanks with Racing App reminding me.
I lost a lot of elo points. So, should we go full dive into the gravel debacle?
Yeah, I think we're there. I don't know. If you did this thing on January 20th and you rode ZRL, good for you. But Zwift, like just try a little
Oh,
bit to coordinate your events. That's all we ask. All right, Craig, tell us
yeah.
about the debacle on the gravel.
Actually, you know what the worst thing about this Zwift thing? They didn't even they didn't give it to Eric Schlange. There's nothing on Zwift Insider.
Okay, that's okay. I'm not just bad at Google. Okay.
No, no, it's
Yeah, I
so,
was trying to look. I knew it from the big post that it was happening, but indeed no article, no nothing on Swift Insider.
yeah. Like they set this up to be a failure. But anyway, carrying
I guess
on.
I'll be really curious if it actually got numbers or not. But
Yeah. Uh, Carrying on.
So yeah, I was about to say you're just postponing your gravel debacle
Oh,
rant.
was it a debacle? So anyway, I got my gravel bike to level 1, and I'm like, yeah. So I looked at the numbers that Eric posted because he finally posted times with his bots for 300 watts, 75 kilograms, is pretty close to my I'm 80 kg. I'm going to climb a little over 300, so it's pretty close to my speed. And was it 23 seconds or something like that. And Aaron Terra, our herd racer who does the Zen Master sauce plugin. So he races with the wedgies. He did some testing at about 3.5 watts per kilogram. And same thing, it was about 24 seconds. And I'm like, and that was a level 0 gravel bike to a level 5 SL8 at 3.5. I'm like, 20 seconds, this might be worth it. Because if you can get into a small group, then it's like, yeah, you're at a disadvantage in the sprint, but if you can outfox and outpower a little bit, maybe you can do it because you should be against climbers there. Anyway, yeah, it's just I think it's with how much faster the new bikes are now. The new kit, the SL8, the new DT Swiss and NV wheels, and they're just that little bit more difference to the gravel bike, it doesn't work. Like I was definitely I was putting out a lot more power, especially on that paved section to climb coming into the gravel. Um, and that was I was kind of toast. Like I was under pressure getting to the gravel. Then that flat section of gravel was all I had for recovery to try and attack. So yeah, it was not great.
It's tough. Like if it was 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers to hit the dirt, I could see it, but like it's 5K, so it's
Yeah,
almost 8, 9 minutes of them, especially if anyone senses, if they know at all that you're on the gravel bike and they have any racecraft, they're gonna push the speed and
Yeah.
yeah,
you're gonna sit in the draft and try and hold on. But like you're doing probably 10%, 15% harder than them to hold the group.
I don't know. It was a bunch. It was enough.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, the thing is, nobody really did. Like we weren't fast. We sped up a bit on on that when it started going uphill, and that was just enough to put me under a little bit of pressure first lap, and then then it was well, I'm here, and so I tried to attack first lap to try and break the group up, and we only got. I think we had a group of 15, which I would have been happy with, but then another group of about 15 caught up. So then it's 30, and I'm like, I only dropped half the race.
And so then you said
So
you said
then,
you tried to, yeah, let's talk about the swap bit.
so the swap was just I was committed. I should have just stayed on it. Um, so second lap of 2 laps at the last steep section before it comes over the top, and you have the flat to the banner. I swapped to the SL8, and I should not have. I ended up dropping the group. I ended up finishing 22nd or 23rd or something like that. I probably had a chance at top 10 if I'd stayed on the gravel bike. So yeah, it was a bad decision. It was a bad swap. I took a long time too, so that didn't help. But yeah, that was my only. So at that point, I think the swap was my only chance at better than about 10th. So I took the chance. If I got in a super clean swap, I might have still had a chance.
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Figured it
I
was
like
worth
I
a
like
shot.
trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see what you got. It's always listen, if you just do the same thing, it just gets boring eventually, right? So
Yeah. When I so part of it was I wasn't feeling great either. I'm like, if this is the king strategy nobody's really tried, then this would be what might work for me. But I don't really have it today, so and then yeah. So that was that. And then we're coming into the second TTT for this round of Citadel.
yeah, well, it's actually kind of interesting, right? It's something different. It's
It is. Well, I mean, we've done it before, but I like it.
the pacing TTT. Let's see how good you are as a team in working together and not blowing up people on the first hill.
yeah, so it's rule pool, so you got to go up, reverse, like the reverse side of
Yeah,
PTKOM, back
Yeah.
down, and then
yeah,
finish on the climb up. Yeah.
yeah,
So you really got to keep your big, heavy, big watt guys with you because you're going to want them for the flat bits all in between.
yeah. You want first survive that first section and then spend two of your heaviest or your big watt monsters on the flat. Then pick your four best who
Yeah.
can finish it off essentially.
Well, I think that's it. Yeah. You need all six over the top of the first one, or there's no point in taking them. Um,
Yeah,
and then you just roll turns until the last time up. Yeah, the last time up the KOM, and then it's yeah, best four go.
I think that's right. It's been a good season. I really like the BDev stuff. It's good. Maybe it's just because I'm like in the front-ish, but not winning stuff. Like it's kind of just the right spot for me to be racing without getting murdered. But
Yeah.
I think it's giving lots of options for other people to be in a race and stuff, like those guys who are just new C upgrades and all the rest.
Yep.
All right, around the horn. I don't know, maybe it's like semi-news, whatever. The Zwift Insiders released a new rebel route called the Full Watopia. Is every road in Watopia in one direction, 154.5 kilometers. Are we ever gonna do this?
I'm gonna guess Stef's gonna jump right on this because this sounds like an
What,
average summer day for him.
Yeah.
what was about to stay? It's still not as bonkers as that one ultimate bonkers ride I gobbled up when we did the explore when you could do the route. I think I put something like a 2 kilometer road of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the grade first up to the radio tower. So you start with the second
Big
worst
bang.
piece of nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you descend and do the jungle and the southern coast. And then Titans Grove, Volcano KOM. And that's like about half.
Yeah.
A little more than half. And then Jungle to Jarvis, Ocean Boulevard Tubes, Fago Flats, Epic KOM forward. Head left to go down the grade, and then turn right to go across Mayanitsa, and then go over that little bit of jungle stuff over to the Alp, and you have to finish. The joy of riding those earlier 140-ish kilometers is that you get to finish on the Alp for God only knows how long that would take at that point. But
Yeah. I'd say no, I'd never do this, but I've done other silly things, maybe, but I'd have to be pretty bored.
I guess like maybe if it was like an event or something, like a bunch of herd people were like, we're gonna do this because it's, I don't know, every something happened, it's like the apocalypse and nobody can do anything else but sit inside. The electricity still works. The internet.
Like a pandemic. Do they kick you out? Like, can you do like a ride and then go to bed and get up the next morning and continue the ride still?
Technically, you can, yes.
And yeah, they don't kick you off.
No, yeah, I don't think it ever kicks you out. I mean, unless something happens.
Yeah. But I think, what is it?
What's the
I don't know.
hourage estimates? Does Swift Insider estimate how many hours this would take you at various wattages?
It's a rebel route, so it's not. It hasn't done the 2 watts per kilo or 3 watts per kilo, or how long it would take. So yeah,
I
a
mean,
lot probably.
I gotta think you're looking at over an hour on the Alp, even for me at that point. Like I can usually get a sub-hour Alp in, but at that point I wouldn't be doing that. And
No.
that's at the 140K mark, which probably already took you
Yeah,
4 hours. So you're probably
Yeah.
looking at
it's on
minimum 5.
150.
I've
Yeah, I
never
would
even
say closer.
done.
I would say closer to 6 probably, because if you do it's 155 5 hours, that's 30 kph average, including the Alp. Seems a bit.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you better count on 6 minimum.
I haven't
Probably.
even done the Uber pretzel, so I
Oh,
did the Mega pretzel. I think I did that with Margarine.
at one point I did have all the routes done.
Yeah.
Mm.
Even the PRL full, which is
Ugh.
soul sucking
I,
exercise.
you know what? So here's a question for everyone. Is this worse than the PRL full or not?
No, but well, it would be different because it's not just the repetition. Like that's part of what makes the PRL full a bit painful is that it's the same scenery for 6 hours. But I would say the one I see about the PRL full is like it's just the one climby segment. Like
Yeah.
it's actually in some ways like a bit helpful for pacing because like you can look like you get your little thing. I was like, okay, last time this time it took me 8 minutes, 9 minutes. It's like, all right, as long as I'm like in that 8, 9 minute range, I'm still okay. And then I
Yeah.
can just sort of try and hold into that and then just cruise for the recovery 11 times over.
I guess, yeah.
But
Yeah, yeah, and this is first at the start. It's handy that I would say Epic is okay to do. Radio can tower can screw itself because that's just pure evil. But then it's yeah, you have volcano, but it's just a lot of up and down, and but yeah, so that would be fast. But yeah, ending on the Alp after even let's say you're aiming for 6 hours and you have 500 under your riding for 5 hours, and then you have to do the Alp. That's to finish it off. It's quite a lot. So indeed, with PR full, I haven't done it, but if you do it repetition, it's like yeah, 8 to 10 minutes effort every 16 kilometers or whatever the laps it takes. So it's maybe repetitious, but more manageable, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, like I said, it's something like listen, sometimes you need an excuse to get on your bike. Sometimes it's a race, sometimes it's an event, sometimes it's some social thing. And if it's I'm gonna do something like this, more power to you. Especially if you
Yes,
were
this
training
seems
for
like it'd be a good one to do like a Ragnar style, like you go for 20 minutes, you got a relay team, you hand off to your teammate, they go for 20 minutes, you got a team of 4 or 5 and keep it interesting, but I don't know that the technology's not there yet. Or at least
something like
not
that
so
as a something like that as a relay team thing. That would be kind of fun. I could see that.
yeah. You could cheer your teammates on and
Especially like people, somebody can be like the out person and someone can be the flat
Yeah,
person.
yeah. I was about to say everybody 30 kilometers an hour, and then the person who has to do that first part on Epic and Radio Tower, and the last guy has to do to Alp. That's fun.
Cool. Um, yeah, I think that's all we got for this week on the pink drawn.
I think so.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Get out there and do HWR. It's très bon.
we
Craig hates me right now. My French is so Albertan. I've actually been doing Duolingo French, and it's probably not helping. But
So, so by now we have alienated our two French listeners.
yeah.
J'ai déménagé jusqu'à l'Acadie.
Désolé, Cam, a layout. All right. We will say thank you to Stef Chen. Thank you to John Keenan. Thank you to Craig Martin. Thank you to everybody listening. Thank you for doing your herd races this weekend. Get out. Hope you all have fun. Moo and good night.
War.